91% of agents are invisible to AI, according to Fly Dragon's 2026 benchmark. AI search resets the game. So it's a level playing field now. At this point in time, give it another 6 months, that's probably going to change.
Build your dream today. We show you the way. Luxury leads come to play. New homes here to stay. Marketing's our game. Elevate your name. Reach for the fame. Never just the same. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets for luxury gains. Digital wave we ride. Strategies we provide. No need to hide. Success is on your side. Close deals like a pro. Watch your profits grow. High standards we show. Feel that golden glow. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets for luxury gains. Digital wave we ride. Strategies we provide. No need to hide. Success is on your side. Close deals like a pro. Watch your profits grow. High standards we show. Feel that golden glow. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets for luxury games.
All right, so welcome to today, June 3rd, 2026, the midweek tune-up, the quick midweek new construction calibration for real estate mindset and marketing momentum every Wednesday at 1:30. So here's how these calls work. These calls are one-way conversations. We go through the what. The how is an interactive two-way conversation. That's over at the Insider. We'll give you some more information about that. But if you have questions about this content, want blueprints, etc., we got you over there. To get the archives and resources, so each one of these tune-ups, you can listen to again, and you can get the infographics and resources if you go over to theIconicAgent.com/tune-up. All of the episodes are available there. Today's episode will be live on Friday. If you have questions, join the June 23rd free AMA coaching call at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. That is where you have the ability to ask questions, invite your peoples. It's live only. The replays only go to insiders. Or if you're an insider, you can always go into the Insider and ask questions 24/7. We respond and answer in there. So today's topic, the way new construction buyers are searching has changed, and 91% of agents are not ready. And of course, we're here to help you with that. Nate, sound check.
There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so this was a Yahoo Finance article. 91% of agents are invisible to AI, according to Fly Dragon's 2026 benchmark. You can Google that, read the study. It's about 13,000 agents that they interviewed. And then this just came into my inbox today. Realtor.com launches Real Assist AI powered by Google. So what does that mean? I'm going to read this quick article summary. Realtor.com has launched Real AI Assistant, a Google-powered conversational, listen to that, conversational home search tool that lets buyers search in natural language instead of the traditional click here filters. That's huge. It's AI assisted. Just remember that. All right, so let's stop sharing here, and we're just going to walk through the conversation. So today, this is what we're going to show you. We're going to show you what's happening in the shift, how it impacts you, how you can take advantage of it, the exact steps to get started. And if you're an insider, you're going to get the step by step as we go along. We'll walk through that at the end. So, again, I want to reiterate if you're just joining, these tune ups are conversations. This is the what. The new home marketing insider is the how. This is understand what's going on, what to do about it. The insider is the blueprints, how to do it step by step. So if it's your first time here, just to give you a quick intro, I am Damon Green, and
I am Nathaniel Crawford.
all right, and we are the founders of the Iconic Agent. We've been helping real estate agents since 2017 sell new construction, build top producing teams, become top producers themselves. We've helped agents sell well over $400 million in new construction, luxury new construction across multiple price points and across the country. These tune-ups were created to smack the gatekeepers. Like, we're not gatekeeping here. We're telling you, here's what you need to do. There's no secret society. If you thought there was, that's why we're doing these. So that is the whole purpose that we do these. So let's go through, dive straight in because we only have about 20 minutes left. What's happening? What's happening now? Now, you may not even notice what's happening. You are definitely participating in what's happening, maybe not realizing it. But what is happening, and this comes straight from Search Engine Journal. So my past life, I did a lot of SEO. And what's happening right now reminds me of what happened around 2010, 2012. And it's just a shakeup and a shift. Well, major sites, like those major sites such as Zillow's, the realtors.com, that's why realtor.com has switched what they're doing, because the writing's on the wall. Major sites have lost traffic. What does that mean? That means buyers are, well, let's back up and I'll tell you a little bit what that means. Traditionally, agents would rank sites. Like, there's some sites in South Florida, the Vickies, they rank for everything. If you type it in there, they rank for everything. Sites like that. There's some sites when you go into certain markets where there's just top producing teams, whatever, they paid a lot of money and a lot of time to get their sites ranking in Google, which that was the holy grail, ranking in Google, and it's still impactful. Now, this is not referring to Google Ads. That's completely different. This is organic search. Well, those sites' traffic has started to drop, and they weren't understanding why. And the reason being, buyers are now using AI like Google. And the ironic part is, we just finished up an accelerator, and I asked a couple of the agents, how familiar are you with AI? They're like, oh, well, I use it. Cool. How do you use AI? Well, I use it like Google. Exactly. Your buyers looking for new construction or luxury new construction, they're also starting to use AI search tools. Remember the conversational language from the realtor.com article that I just read? They're having conversations with AI versus just like singular one word phrases. They have conversations and they're getting that back. Now, here is why that's important. Traffic has gone down because traditionally you search Google for new construction in Atlanta, new construction in Tampa, and you get a bunch of listings and you go through those and click those. Now you don't have to click. It's called 0 clicks. You don't have to click. The AI, if you're in ChatGPT or if you're in Google AI search, it just shows up and you read through it and you research it. So why this is a big deal, no one has to, not say no one, fewer people are actually going to clicking on those top page search rankings to go to a website to read about a website where they can just get everything in one in one preview window without clicking anywhere. And then as they're going through, when they find that piece that is answering their question and giving them what they want, they can go deeper, which puts them more towards the bottom of the funnel and a better quality. So Nate, am I missing anything here? You want to add anything to that?
No, you kind of gave a quick, good overview of it. A lot of people aren't necessarily aware of the shift because I think we're very relatively early.
Very
So
early.
those of us who are watching what's happening on a daily basis, if you're paying attention to your traffic and you see it sort of ticking down, then obviously you're much more sensitive to it. But getting into the nuances of how you get ahead of that before everybody else is what we're here to help people do.
Yes. So we talked about 0 clicks. They don't have to click. And we also talked about if you have less clicks, you have less traffic. So that's why traffic is dropping. Now, this isn't a doom story like, oh my God, AI is taking over. This is just being able to see the writing on the wall. And as you can see, the big dogs are seeing realtor.com is already doing it. One thing that I noticed with the homes.com, their search, you don't need to use the filter. Filters are a pain in the butt, especially on the phone. But if you can just talk into it or you just say, hey, I'm looking for a townhome with a rooftop in town Atlanta, under $1 million, and it'll give you all those. You don't have to click on the filter. So the convenience of AI, people are starting to see, and they're starting to use AI search like they would traditional search. So it's actually called an answer engine. So when you hear me say AEO, it's answer engine optimization, or you hear me answer engines, it's basically ChatGPT called Perplexity. But because they're getting answers to their questions and to their queries in their browser, they don't need to visit a website. They can straight pick up the phone or call, or they'll visit the website that feels right for them. So traditional beliefs, brand new agents, veteran agents, I've even felt this way. Me and Nate have felt this way before too. This was the belief that we had. Man, we can't compete with the Zillows and the Realtors.com, but we can't compete with the builders. We can't compete with the builders, or the broker, or like the Vickies, or those teams that are just dominating search. They put so much money, tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars behind searches, and it's just like we can't compete with them. Or I'm not technical. I don't even know how to do all that because I will tell you, SEO is like rocket science. I know guys I've been in masterminds with that literally read the patents and then go reverse engineer them and go back and do things. Like it's literally rocket science. It's a whole lot of back end stuff. And you're selling real estate, so you don't really have time for that. So do we just throw in a towel? Not quite. Because for a limited time, and now this has already been going on for probably about 6 to 8 months. We've got Rob, who's been on here a couple of times. He's a Serhant agent, a buddy of mine and partner. Um, he got on this months ago. We've actually been collabing on some things, talking back and forth, sharing some strategies, and he's already gotten multi-million-dollar listings from doing what we're about to tell you. So it's still in its infancy, and I don't know if you guys know, but real estate in general, and this isn't me poo-pooing on real estate agents because I am one. Um, Real estate in general has been traditionally been the last to the table with tech. And this is kind of one of those other things too. And this isn't necessarily tech, but this is something that you want to pay attention to because this opportunity allows you to level the playing field for those folks that have spent all that money on their search engine optimization and they haven't quite caught up because a lot of them will automatically by default show up in the answer engines like the ChatGPTs and the AI tools, but they're only showing up because there's no one else out there that is optimized and structured properly enough or close enough to take them out. So just remember that. So traditionally, and here's the other thing too. You can't, AI search resets the game. So it's a level playing field now. At this point in time, give it another 6 months, that's probably going to change. So it's important to start implementing this now. And nobody listening to this can outspend the big dogs. I can't, Nate can't, Realtor.com, Zillow, they have VC funds, the whole nine. But for a limited time, your experience is your superpower. So I'll explain. Search habits have changed, just like we mentioned. So if you're still assuming that the buyer's journey is they go to Google, they go to Zillow, they go to realtor.com, the more savvy buyers, yes, they're still going there. So those sites are still getting traffic, but the traffic has been, and this has been documented for about the last year and a half, traffic overall has been dropping. Branded traffic, I'm not going to go into that here. That's an insider thing. But the branded traffic, that's still a little higher. But when we're talking about general traffic around anything, but in real estate, like real estate related terms, that has dropped because it's picked up from Google searches. It's picked up on the answer engines, which is why it's super important to get your hands into this now. So, more savvy buyers are using answer engines for discovery and conversations. Just like agents tell us they use AI, let's just say ChatGPT. I'm going to use that as a blanket term. They use ChatGPT like they use Google because they can keep going back and forth and asking questions. Well, now you can use Google that way too and have those conversations and have more conversations with the conversations to go deeper into what you need. That's what we're talking about. That's where you want to be. Buyers are doing the same thing. They're having conversations with these ChatGPTs and these answer engines, and they're asking questions to get more information and more research and knowledge. The question is, are your answers being found? That is where the opportunity is. So the shift has already happened. It's already happening. When we talk about search engine optimization, SEO, everybody's heard of that now, regardless of where you are. SEO is about clicks. Show up at the top or in the first page of Google for the keyword or keywords that you're looking for. People click it, they go to your website, and then they read the whole thing. It's a brochure. They read your brochure site. They're like, "Yay, that's what I wanted," and they contact you. Worked like gangbusters. Worked great. If you knew how to give Google what they wanted, it was great. Now, the new way, AEO, which is answer engine optimization, is people want answers. There's clicks and there's answers. SEO is clicks, AEO is answers. So you want to rethink how you've approached your marketing, how you've approached your content too. This is where it gets easy. The old current way, people treat their content and their website like a brochure. Hey, I'm a luxury new construction real estate agent. I'm a new construction real estate agent here in Tampa, Florida, or Atlanta, or Jacksonville, or South Florida, wherever you are. And they just kind of walk through and they go through and how they can help people, and all that is great. Now, the new way is creating content that answers buyers' questions. I'll say that again. Create content that answers buyers' questions and in detail. It's a detailed account for the questions that are being asked. So the window, as long as it's open, and again, it's limited, nobody knows how long, but we've been following this for about the last 7, 8 months and implementing things as well as watching what's happening, and we're seeing the shift. And if you have any, I'll geek out on you real quick with this. If you have any type of analytics software and metrics, go look up and see how many times you see ChatGPT or Claude or somebody referring you. That means you have something set up. Now, it's probably unintentional unless you're actively doing this, but this is how we start. So we know the search habits have changed. We have to rethink how we're putting content out, and the types of content we're putting out. And actually answering questions is really easy because this is the psychological factor behind that. Our brain can't not answer a question. If I say, "Where are you from?" you're going to tell me. So people are always asking questions. So it's easy if you have the question for you to answer. So if you just sit down and write down, well, we'll go to that deeper, but if you just sit down and think about the basic questions that you get asked all the time, that's where to start. Don't have to be super detailed. Now, in order to gain market share here before, the big dogs that will probably pay another company, because there's companies out there that did SEO, now they're doing AEO, they're doing marketing optimization, they're still coming around, they're still going to make bunch of money because there's going to be agents and top producers and companies and brokers and teams that can pay them. But while this window's here, you can gain market share. And again, your expertise is your superpower. So the easiest way to do this is to answer specific questions, but add geographic or local modifiers to it. So what do I mean by that? Examples of questions that you can answer right away. Now, you already have a list, but what are the best new construction communities in this town for move up buyers or for downsizers or for 55 plus? That's a question that's asked. Then there's answers. How do builder incentives work in Palm Beach? What are builder incentives in Palm Beach? Which builders are offering incentives in here? So those are just a couple of quick ones, but think about frequently asked questions that you get a lot that you can provide value on. Nate, what are some other questions that you could start off with just to get this ball rolling with AEL?
Yeah, well, for the more targeted stuff, what I would say is think about questions that people who are moving to your area ask frequently. So, for example, in Miami, one of the questions that people Google all the time is how far is Brickell from South Beach? How far is Aventura from the airport? Like, so if you're in a market and you know very specific terms or very specific queries that people are asking for in your city, because you can tie landmarks to those things, making sure that those things are on your FAQs, or you're putting out content answering those questions, like the stuff we did out at Metropica, right? There are a lot of people who are, well, how far is Metropica from the Cleveland Clinic, because of a lot of the medical stuff that goes on out there.
How far is it from
So
the beach?
exactly. So people understanding, a lot of people don't understand the geography of the areas they're moving to as well as we do. So they're trying to make sure when they're looking for something that it's close. People don't know that Aventura isn't on the beach. So they're asking that. People don't know that Coral Gables is not on the beach. So when they don't know these things, they're Googling those terms and making sure that you're creating content or structuring your website in a way that gets you to show up in those answer engines when people are asking those specific questions is one of the best ways to make sure you're getting that traffic back.
Exactly. Now, here's a final takeaway for today. Pick one question, and this is the kicker. I see some of you insiders are on here's call too. Pick one question that your ideal buyer would ask and go write a 300-word answer to that and post that on your site. Start there. Now, here's another nugget. Findquestions.com. Go check that site out. You can put search terms in there or categories, and it'll give you ideas of what people are searching for in the area, just to give you some inspiration. But that's where you want to start. Literally just, and this is the format. Write the question, how far is Coral Gables to the beach? Then the answer, Coral Gables is 3.5 miles from this beach, but then you have Miami, Deerfield, and then you go into more detail, but 300-word answer. Do that one, put it on your website. Go back and repeat. Continue doing things like that. Now, this is where most agents are going to mess up. They're going to listen to this. They're going to write one answer. They're going to create a blog post, and then they're going to wonder why they didn't get any traffic. It comes down to structure and consistency. So this is the first step. And this is what the New Home Insider is for, where we'll be walking through a detailed case study as we go through this, sharing what we're doing over at the New Home Insider. So what we just gave you is an understanding and where to start. You want the step-by-step? We're building over at the New Home Marketing Insider. So let me bring back up our deck here. All right, so we're just about the top of the hour. Let me see here. Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. If you have questions around this content, join the New Home Marketing Insiders. We'll give you the exact strategy, training, and resources. So with the new construction, the Iconic Agent New Home Marketing Insider, we give you access, support, and community. So the last 30 minutes was kind of just a taste of what you're going to get. Insiders get this every month in detail, plus content kits, coaching access, case studies, cheat sheets, proprietary software tools we built around new construction and community. So if you head on over to the iconicagent.com/insider, you can get immediate access to that. We're also giving a bonus away this month. We're giving every insider $100 in your very own virtual assistant we use as a chief of staff for daily briefings, content help, weekly priorities. It's literally a $30,000 value, because if you were to hire an assistant, a chief of staff, you're going to pay at least that. And we have someone that we've paid that's still working with us. We're just shifting what they're doing. It's ridiculous what's available. That's one of the bonuses we're giving you. So if you head on over to the iconicagent.com/insider, we have an annual option. It gives you way more bonuses. You can check that out on the page, or we have a monthly option for now. So that is it. Nate, any last words, or just want to get the benediction?
Yeah, well, we touched on a bunch of stuff here. I know several of the people here are on today actually are using some of that stuff already and seeing meaningful results. You're here. We do this every week to give you guys a game on what's coming. Pay attention. Make sure that you are taking the actionable information so you can go, make meaningful progress in your business. If you want more of the execution side, make sure you join the New Home Insider. And if all hearts and minds are clear, thank you for coming out, y'all. Go get some money. We'll see you next week.
Digital wave we ride, strategies we provide. No need to hide, success is on your side. Close deals like a pro, watch your profits grow. High standards we show.